Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Invincible issue 127. And before I start talking about this issue, just want to give you guys a couple updates. Of course, I have Comic Uno episode 142. I think that's what episode we're up to. And here are the exclusive comics. We have Hellchild issue 2, Hyperion issue 2, Joyride issue 1, Action Comics issue 51, Titans Hunt issue 7, Huck issue 6, Switch issue 3, Cry Havoc issue 4, Injustice Gods Among Us issue 8, All New Hawkeye issue 6, Poison Ivy Death or Cycle of Life and Death issue 4, Captain Marvel issue 4, Power Man issue 3, Nova issue 6, X-Men or Extraordinary X-Men issue 9, Wonder Woman issue 51, Lois and Clark issue 7, and the Totally Awesome Hulk issue 5. So if you want to go check out all those reviews, go to Comic Uno episode 142, which is annotated. Now let's start talking about Invincible issue 127. Now this actually has been on hiatus for a couple of months. Usually with Image books, they tend to do that after a story arc, or a story arc. And so I guess because with Invincible, I feel like it's more than a story arc. Then they take a break. But yeah, usually a few issues come out, and then you have like a 3 months hiatus. You have the same thing with Paper Girls. Revival doesn't do that, but Paper Girls is one, Black Magic is another one, and Invincible. Birthright is another title that does that too. So here on the cover you have a Ryan Ottley cover, who's the normal artist for Invincible, but for this issue, or this story arc, we actually have the original artist of Invincible, which is Cory Walker. So if you read, like, the beginning arcs of Invincible, I feel like you did like the first 30 issues, then you might recognize this art style, and it's very different from what you see in the cover with Ryan Ottley's artwork if you're more used to that. So let's start talking about Cory Walker's artwork. Now, I'm someone who's read Invincible. I didn't start from the beginning, but I read all the trades from the beginning. I started reading ongoingly Invincible since probably issue 70, but then picked up all the trades and caught up. And here, this is definitely the artwork from what we had, and it's a little less detailed, but I think if you look back at what Invincible was, it's definitely improved. The coloring really jumps out too, and it's kind of cool to kind of go back to this old style. So I do like it, even though Mark cries throughout the whole issue. So if you're not a fan of these type of facial expressions, then you might not be a fan of this art style, because he cries a lot in this issue, which is understandable. But yeah, I got used to it, and again, the coloring is so bright that it definitely worked with the style of art, and it's cool that we're getting it for a story arc, especially a very important arc like this, but I still do like Ryan Ottley's detailed artwork a little bit more. But let's go into the story. So with this issue, it's a continuation of Mark learning that he lost 5 years of his life and trying to get used to life again. He sees that his family is adjusted to this world, where before Eve definitely was not adjusted to the world. But now she has friends. She's really close friends with Oliver's wife, where she thought she was kind of disgusting earlier in the last arc. And then we also see Mark's daughter forgive him for everything he's done, and they both understand that it wasn't something that they could control. So now they're taking a little time off, and we have Tara has this like robot education friend coming along with them, and they're just gonna have some family time in like this lonely earth that actually Eve built a house for them there. I thought that was pretty cool. Here it is. So there's the house. And we find out a big bombshell by the last 2 pages. We have 2 cliffhangers where Eve has met someone else, or at least there was someone else. I don't know if they're like still dating, but maybe it's just like Eve saying, hey, I was with someone. But yeah, they said, she says there was someone else. So maybe she's just saying, I was in a relationship with that person and I'm not anymore, but it's serious. Or she could still be in a relationship with that person. And I wonder in this type of Earth what that person's gonna look like. So I'm excited about that. And then another big cliffhanger is that Oliver is working with, I always forget his name, the big leader of Mark's people, or old leader of them. I always forget his name, but so he's working with him, and And that's going to be a pretty big arc. So I guess Oliver is going to go against Mark in the next arc. So what did I think about this issue? I really enjoyed it. I like the emotion and the emotional stuff. I will say, like I said, I think Mark cried a little bit too much in the issue. He cried about like 5 times. And not saying that, oh, this character shouldn't have an emotional arc. He totally should, but just in the issue it was a little bit, I understood, but they kind of overdid the emotion sometimes, so that was my small complaint. And again, the art change, you have to get used to it for this arc, but there's a lot of great story to come. I'm glad it wasn't just an emotional issue, but you do have those famous Kirkman twists and turns, and I guess famous Invincible twists and turns. And I'm also curious, does Tara have Mark's abilities? You know, because that is kind of how the story started, was that Mark inherited his father's abilities, and he knew it was a possibility it would happen. He was a teenager when that happened. But wouldn't it be interesting if Tara gets her abilities early, and he misses that moment? I think that'd be really cool too. So maybe that's an arc that's coming up also, but I thought it was a pretty good issue and a really good return to Invincible, and excited to see more stories in issue 128. So I gave Invincible issue 127 4.5 stars. I thought it was a really good issue, and definitely pick it up. And if you're not reading Invincible, you definitely should. And this might be kind of a good jumping off point. I always recommend probably reading it from volume 1. You're going to get a better feel because it's very much a continuous story, but it might be a good jumping off point because it is a new arc to see if you're interested in the story. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later.